yeah, I've been on. Nah, I ain't missed like a woman with a ring on. You can see the motion like when you turn a ring on. The Thorb ain't sent a boy, nothing I can sing on. So low-key, I gotta get your bars.
Welcome back to Fourth and Bonilla. That was a little extra love right there.
Let's go, man. I'm so hyped right now.
Me too. Like, we have a very special guest today. I can't contain it. Woke up a little different today, just because this is a just awesome basketball player and our first basketball player on the pod. But amazing human being, man. Fortunate enough to know him personally. So,
absolutely,
Mike, hit us with an intro, a well-deserving intro that he deserves.
Yeah, no, I mean, this guy, he really deserves the real thing. So, from undrafted underdog to a global basketball figure, today we are joined by a man whose career defines the word hustle. He first made his ways at St. Joseph's, where he became the Hawks' second all-time leader in three-pointers and scorer in school history. Despite going overlooked in the 2014 draft, he forced the world to take notice, earning NBA All-Second Team honors with the New York Knicks and carving out an 8-year career across franchises like the Pelicans, Pistons, Bucks, Nets, Suns, which he made a finals appearance with them in 2020 and 2021 season. But his impact stretches far beyond the NBA hardwood. A veteran leader for U.S. basketball, he's donned the red, white, and blue as a pivotal member of the select team and most recently led the U.S. to a bronze medal at the 2025 FIBA AmeriCup. Today, he's dominating the international scene, currently lighting it up in Turkey after successful stints in Italy. Yet, perhaps his most impressive stat is his move into the business world. As the founder of Ethics, he isn't just wearing sneakers on the court, but he's building them. From debuting his own signature shoe, the LG Ones, on the NBA final stage, to creating an eco-friendly vegan performance brand that has the respect of the league's biggest stars. And he is redefining what it means to be a player owner. Please welcome the sniper, the veteran, the founder, Langston Galloway.
Let's go!
Beast.
LG in the building.
Good. You doing all right?
All right. Yes, sir.
There he is.
What's going on, bro?
You guys got the Hawk gear on? Man, that's nice. Nice.
I should have gave you a heads up. Show some love.
Look, you know what's so crazy? I don't even have any Hawk gear over here at all. I haven't gotten anything since, I want to say, you know what's so funny? I got some this summer, but I left it at home. I didn't even bring it over here, so it's funny.
That's like, we didn't buy any gear when we were at school either. This is like after school is like, all right, we'll show some like love, some school pride and stuff, but and they make it easier than ever to buy stuff online.
Man, so much easier. And then now we're falling apart, man. Trying to figure it out right now, I guess. Right?
I know, but you know what? They're on a like winning streak. They're feel like
on a tear right now.
Yeah. No. The team is doing good. I'm talking about the AD situation and just that side of things. Yeah. I know that's a whole different ballgame.
I actually have a crazy story for that.
Okay.
Like at the end there for Phil, the AD came into like one of the suites that we were in. She was just being hired or something. It was like the new era basically, and then we knew that turnover was coming, you know, and that's tough. I actually want to get into that. And I figured we could start with Hawk Hill and like
wherever you guys want to start. You know, I'm open as a book, so whatever you guys want to do.
Love it. We'll basically go from like your decision to attend St. Joe's and why, and then get at the very end get to the ethics and just being a father and your thoughts about life after basketball. So, but let's hit me with the story, like why you decided to go to St. Joe's. I mean, I have an idea, but our audience may not.
So I'll start. I'll try to keep it short and sweet. So basically, the whole, I guess you say, start of it that initiated me even considering St. Joe's. Obviously, I have a family in Philadelphia. So my mom was from Philadelphia. My uncle at the time was it's Jeff Arnold. That he was at Drexel University at the time. And then I had my grandmother and aunts, uncles. Everybody lives in Philly, and so that was a big part of it. But then also too, obviously with Phil, Jameer giving me a call here and there. I actually talked to Delonte at the time, and Phil's rapport with putting guards in the league, like that was like kind of one of the draws that said, hey, this could be a good fit for me. Most of the people in Louisiana, obviously being from Louisiana, you're seeing, two different coasts, two different styles of basketball, two different worlds. Louisiana is a football country, and down there, people rarely leave that region and go play basketball, on the East Coast at all. I mean, nowadays, obviously with NIL and different things like that, it's a whole different ballgame. But hopefully, can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay, we can hear you, right?
But yeah, so that goes into, I guess you say, my whole decision. Those three kind of tiers, like, obviously family, Jeff, my uncle gets the job at St. Joe's. That really brings me closer to the the whole program where, okay, I can have my uncle on staff. And then the third thing,
for sure.
yeah, it makes it a great decision for me. And then this third kind of like piece was, I'd rather be a big fish in a small pond than a small fish in a big pond. And so that kind of helped out with the decision, going to St. Joe's.
The preparation, you talk about playing in Philly prior to that against some of the NBA players before you even get to St. Joe's, right? In the summertime?
Yeah.
Who were some of the players you were playing against, and like at what age were you playing against them?
Yeah, so when I was coming up to Philly in the summer times, like that's this whole family piece of it. I would come up to Philly regularly. Every summer I would be in Philadelphia playing basketball at the Sunny Hill League. John Harnett was his name. And so John Harnett had runs up at LaSalle. And so, I would go up to LaSalle. I'm junior in high school at the time. I'm playing against 17-ish, 16, 17-ish, playing against around that range, playing against Don Salmons. You got Kyle Lowry, you got Deion Waiters, you got Lou Will. I mean, the list goes on and on, like Hakeem Ward. Like, you had a ton of guys just up there playing. And, I never feared, playing against pros, but I was always like optimistic to play against, because I wanted to see, how good I was.
It was your benchmark.
Exactly. And so,
understand.
that also helped with my decision as well. Like, knowing that you have 5-6 schools in the same region that, that you're playing in, and you get pickup runs anytime you want. You go up to Temple or, whatever school, and, you got Chuck Ellis, he putting on runs. And it just goes, the list goes on and on about the guys that you run into and you get a chance to play against when they come back in the summertime at the professional ranks. So it's crazy.
Well, yeah, I like that preparation. I remember talking to folks like just on Hawk Hill. That's the campus for St. Joe's for folks that don't know. And they talk about your preparation, how many hours you be working. Can you give a little intel, or some details into like a regular day for you, and how many times you're working out, how many times you're going to the gym, and how many times you're going to the hardwood and doing drills or pickup? Yeah,
we would when we first got on Hawk Hill, and this is going back to before I even technically was a freshman. We got there in the summertime. It's like June-ish. And so we get there, the program is kind of like, trying to resurface. It's kind of like on the downs right now. You got 5-6, up and coming freshmen coming in the building. And so we're all like full of life. We want to just play. That's all we want to do. Play, work out, and just turn the program around. That's all we think in our heads. And so we get there, the gym, the access to the gym was limited. It was like a couple of hours throughout the day. At nighttime it was closed. And so we really changed that culture. We would leave the back door open at nighttime. We would sneak in the gym, and, we would get guys. We had, I'm going to give a shout out to my boy, Mark Strange. He would organize a couple, like just
I remember those
pro-am guys, just like, guys that just were on the girls' staff playing against the girls, and then they would come and play with, play. So we have, enough to run fives, and so.
Yeah, I played with Tasha Cloud a couple of times.
Yeah.
I'm sure you played with Anders as well.
Anders, the list goes on and on about the guys that that we had that just would come in the gym and play, and they could hoop. Like there's no knock on Anders or Mark Strange, but at the time, most of those guys just wanted to get opportunities just to get up and down and play against us. So
competitively,
yeah, we just need some competitive players on the court, somebody that can knock down a shot here and there, and that's all we did. We just played all day. Like we would literally be in a gym from sun up to sundown. I would have 3-4 workouts a day. I just lived in the gym. I was a gym rat, and then like I said about the whole sneaking in the gym, Hagen is a difficult place to get into, and they lock it down. And so
yeah, they do.
we would leave doors in the back open, hoping that nobody would see the door open, and they would lock it. And the security team, they hated us. They hated us, and they every time they saw us, they'd be like, "What are y'all up to?" And it's like nothing, just
with the yellow gear on.
I had the security gear on. It's like y'all, come on, just relax, man. Y'all just renting cops, man. We're just trying to get in here, get some work.
That's
in,
it. That's it. Well, that's funny, man. You're talking to some ballers too, man. We used to love it. Pete played. We all played in high school, and he probably had a little more of an opportunity than me to play in college. But just so you know, we're from the Jersey area too, New York, Jersey area. So I'm sure you know Jersey ball. Yeah. Ball is pretty good up there. But you mentioned all the guys that you played with, and I was looking at the crew, who you played with at St. Joe's. So I'm gonna mention some names, and then I'll ask you a question afterwards. But you got Tay Jones, you got CJ Aiken, you got Ronald Roberts, half Dominican, by the way. Shout out to the Dominicanos out there. Halil, Kors, Papa Now, Isaiah Miles, Idris, Justin Crosskyle, Sharori Bentley, Carl Baptiste, Don O'Brien, Bembry, and then obviously you have your coach Phil Martelli. So. Look, any crazy behind the scenes memories that you have from practice or the locker room or just a game that stood out to you? We can get to the major games later, like the UConn game and some of the other A10 tournament experiences. But just wondering if you had any juicy stories for us that you could share.
I'll start off with our first game of our college careers, right? So we're playing against Western Kentucky at home. First game, campus is buzzing, everybody's you guys got West Kentucky, man. You got sensations, you guys gonna come out here and make a big roar, and we're we're excited because we had played a couple scrimmages against a couple teams. I think we went and played Boston College. We beat them. We played I forgot. I don't know if we played Seton Hall. We played somebody else. It might have been Princeton or somebody. We played somebody else on the road. But, we have a lot of confidence. We're like, all right, we should go in here. We don't know who Western Kentucky is. We don't know how they play. We just we're ready to go. So we get tip off. I think who starts? I start. I think it's maybe 4 freshmen. Idris and Sharor might have started 2. So it might have been 3 freshmen and 2 seniors, right? We're like, all right, here we go. We get. And I'm just, I kid you not. We look up at halftime, we're down by 20. We're like, what happened? By the third every game. And we're like, whoa, college is a whole different beast.
Whole other ball game.
And we're it's sold out. It's a sold out arena. This is the first time St. Joe's has been sold out in I want to say a couple of years because they had just got the new arena and everything like that. And I'm like, oh snap! What did we just walk into? And the Western Kentucky, they didn't even have anybody that was a potential draft pick or anything like that. But we were just whoa, what just happened? We look up, the game goes by, halftime. We get out of halftime. We're just shell shocked. By the end of the game, we're down by I think 30 or 40, and we're like, "Yo, this is different. This is different."
This is before the NIL. This is way before that. So
Yeah,
they
this
may
is
have you
way
have a
before
couple of players that played together and at that level, at that speed, that
man.
strength. Like it's just gonna be a disparity there really quickly. But you guys caught up pretty fast, man. Um, and it'd be like interesting. You did all 4 years there at St. Joe's.
Did all 4 years. Yep.
So out of the four, it's kind of hard to do this. But like, what was your favorite memory?
Yeah, I'll try to keep it short. I know I've been talking a little bit longer.
No, you're good.
Sophomore year was good. I mean, I think that was our coming out year. We played really well that year. Like I said, freshman year was like a lot of ups and downs. We actually made some huge strides. We beat a couple teams that we shouldn't have beat. And we had some games. Like I remember us playing against Minnesota and a few other teams that were pretty big at the time. Sophomore year, like I said, we had Halil. Halil came in because he was off red shirt. And everybody was like, we all were just locked in. We had a really good summer coming off of freshman
Halil was
year.
nice, bro.
Yeah, no. Halil was like, he was like Jokic before Jokic. Like, you know what I mean?
For
like
real.
he had
That's a
that type
great
of game where he could make any pass. He had a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. He brought that to our team. And it really helped us. It really helped us because he had the experience already. He was going on in year 3. And we were all like coming off of, 1 year under our belt. And so, sophomore year was a really good year. We got to, I believe, the semifinals or something like that, or quarterfinals, lost out. A-10 tournament, really good year. NIT, we ended up losing in overtime to St. John's, I believe that was the case. Had a shot to make the tournament. We ended up losing. I think we lost to Harvard. We had a chance to be ranked that year and lost to Harvard, like right in the middle of the year. I know I'm kind of all over the place with that year. Junior year, it was an up and down year for me, especially. I feel like we had a lot of distractions. Like a lot of guys like had a chance to come out, myself included. Like I think I was leaning towards coming out, and I was really excited about trying to come out that year. Try to put my name in the draft if I had a really good year. And we had myself, we had CJ. We had Ronald Roberts, and we had Halil. We had all four of us like really having a good chance, a good opportunity to make some noise and come out. But it like we were preseason number 1, but it just didn't pan out the way we wanted to. A lot of mistakes that we made down the stretch, and so that goes by. And we come to senior year for me, 5th year for Halil. You got Ronald. You have Chris Wilson coming in, and then you have DeAndre, and then you have DeAndre Bembry coming in. And so we, people don't realize we had a couple of like slow starts to the season. My senior year, we were kind of like, we came out lackadaisical, lost like a big blowout against Villanova, and then we went down to Orlando. We played LSU in the first round of that tournament. I'm playing my hometown team. I'm like really excited, end up laying an egg, and just frustrated, but like it really like brought me down to earth where I was like, I gotta pick this up, and that's what I did. And like from then on out, I think we kind of just got our groove. We found our way back, and we rolled like the next, like I want to say like
that senior year was no joke. Was that so?
Yeah.
I was talking to Mike. We were cracking up because we were at the A10 tournament games because they were in Brooklyn, so we would be in New York. Heck yeah, like let's go to A10.
Yep.
And I remember the Chip Tooth story.
Man, that was after. What year was that? Junior year. That was
that junior year?
Junior year. That was junior. Yeah, it was junior year. Yeah, because we had preseason. We beat Notre Dame, and then we lose the Florida State championship. Yeah, in that championship, little preseason. Well, not preseason, but like early season tournament.
Dude, you were tough. Like that. I think that happened the first half, like kind of early, and then you came back a couple minutes later, and was like, "Put me in."
Yeah. Nah, I remember that game. Because it's so funny because fast forward a little bit, me and Jaren ended up being teammates on the Knicks. And so we talked about that story. And then it's so funny this summer we were talking about it again because we played on USA again.
Is he the one that gave it to you?
He is, yeah. He dove on my head and my tooth flew out. Damn. And so it's crazy how it's a full story, every full circle moment. And but yeah, we ended up winning that game. And it's so funny that like most of my pictures that people post now is like that picture. It's like me with my tooth missing.
Were your tooth missing?
Come on.
And I'm like, come on, man.
Dude,
like they got billions of other pictures that you guys could post, and you post about me with a tooth out dunking. Like, come on, man. Like that's nasty.
I thought most people didn't know that. Like, that's kind of like a low-key story. I have another selfish question because I always wondered this. Like, our record, the Hawks record in like St. Bonaventure has been horrible. Like, is that just a hard place to play, or like what? I guess what was the hardest places to play as a follow-up to that?
So, because I'm dating my age right here. So my first year we had Temple in the A-10. You had Xavier in the A-10.
Yep.
You had somebody else that people didn't realize that was in the A-10. I think those two teams for sure. Then the next year you have Butler you have VCU, and all those teams start adding on. So
St. Louis,
like, Dayton.
Yeah, St. Louis. So all those teams come in. So I feel like Xavier was the toughest because of who they had. They had Mark Lyons. They had Holloway. They had a squad. And then going back to what you just said about St. Bonaventure, we ended up beating St. Bonaventure out there in what's it? Olney, New York? Is that what it is?
Yeah, is it the middle of nowhere and it's too cold? Like is the bus ride just miserable? What is it?
So it's really just the fans. Like those fans out there, I mean, they are diehard fans. I give them that. But it's just a weird environment. Like you get to the game and like the guys in the front row have on like deer hunting like outfits. It's really a weird environment. I'm like, man, this is and you know, from a player perspective, like, you know, I ended up having a really good game against St. Bonaventure out there. I think I ended up scoring like 20-something. But anyway, it was like you have to go in there and you just have to just seek and destroy out there because you're by yourselves.
Yeah,
like
you don't have
the bench. The bench is like right close to the court. You literally have no fans. It's you sign up for it. Like, you know, you just ready to go in there and hey, look, it's either gonna be kill or be killed. And,
yeah.
And so I think we end up having like I think we went 3-1. Well, I know, we went 3-1 that year, my senior year against them because we played them twice in the regular season and we beat them both times. And then we went 3-0 because we beat them in the
A-10
in the A-10 tournament. Yep. So we went 3-0. Yep.
That's awesome, man. And those A-10 stories are just so good because like Pete and I were pretty much at a good amount of them. Any of them that we can go to even locally too. We were like, let's just take a ride and go see. We see Market Strange and all of them there.
Yeah.
We're with the crew.
I feel like you guys I feel like if I vividly remember, like you guys, I mean, obviously a little older than me, but I just remember you guys, like us all hanging out my freshman year and then like to see y'all later on. Yeah, at the house. And then, you know, later on, then seeing you guys like, you know, business wise and like just picking your brain for bits and pieces. And then like to see y'all there, I was like, oh yeah, I remember those guys. Yeah.
All right. So I got to bring you to the game. Obviously it's March 20th, 2014. You're playing UConn in the NCAA tournament. Yep. You guys are the 10 seed. They're the 7 seed. Walk me through that game, the confidence you had throughout the game, because you guys had them, man. Like, I know you felt that too. Everyone felt it. Obviously, they had Shabazz, they had Boatwright. I think they had Daniels too.
Yep, they had Daniels. Yep.
And they ended up winning it, obviously, that year. But like, walk me through that moment. You guys are, having the momentum. You talked about all the years at St. Joe's and like the ups and downs, and you finally got to this point where it was like, we're feeling it. We have a chance. We're dancing. So walk me through that game specifically because I think that's one that jumps out to me too. Yeah,
I mean, it's really vividly in my memory because of the ending. You know, I had a shot, and I'm gonna start there and then work my way back. You know, that I had a shot to win it in regulation, and I just was in between shots, and I just remember that I ended up missing it short, and I wanted to see if I should bank it or I should shoot it regular. And ended up just shooting regular and was short. And I was, frustrated with myself because I'm like, man, that was a moment that I had an opportunity to win it because of the game I had. I think I ended up finishing with like 29 or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
but
you killed that game.
But yeah, like we were ready. We were ready. Like we had their game plan. We knew how they were going to come out. We knew it was a guard heavy game. Like we knew that like they had their two, horses that were going to go, Shabazz and Boatwright, they both were just going to go. And so, in my mind, I was like, look, I feel like I'm better than both of them. And so I was just trying to carry us as far as I could. DeAndre was doing this thing. We had Halil, Diamond finding me on a lot of shots. I made a lot of tough shots that night. It just came down to the stretch. It came down to the end of the game. I mean, we had like I said, the opportunity for me to make a shot. Overtime, Halil fouls out, which was tough.
That's what I remember.
He fouls out.
Because then you guys go to overtime.
Yep,
yeah,
go to overtime. He fouls out.
The final score doesn't indicate like how close that game was.
No, yeah, we couldn't match him in overtime because once Halil fouled out, I think somebody else came in and they got us in the post where they were more effective on the block, and so they killed us right there. But yeah, that was one of them games that I wish I could have back. And I don't know if it would have changed my career or anything like that, or if I would have got drafted, playing well and beating them. But we wanted to win that one so we could play Villanova the next round because they were the next matchup. And so,
oh, were they?
Yeah, they were the next matchup. Like we would have won that one, and we would have played Villanova in the next round because Villanova ended up playing. I don't know who they played. They played somebody. They won. They won easy. But that would have been a bomb. A barn burner. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we were
bragging right.
That's all we cared about was getting past UConn and get that one, and they ended up winning it. And then was so crazy they ended up winning the championship. And so it's just
you start to think like what
you're like what could have been, what could have been, and that's it still like still haunts me to this day.
Yeah, it probably stings, but you know what? I was just thinking, I was like, it probably would have hurt you more if you didn't even take the shot.
No, for sure,
right?
Sure.
Like at least like you knew you were the best player on that team, and you took the freaking shot.
Yeah. Like I walk away from that game. I mean, in my book, I feel like I was the best player on the court. I showed it, and it ended up helping me in the long run because I got the opportunity I wanted to, get to the next level, and then it ended up helping me get into the league with everything that was going on. So.
I mean, it's all about building resilience, and it seems like your career almost exemplifies that nicely because you've had all these moments where it's like, okay, I got to prove myself again. Like you doubted me again, no problem, I'll prove myself again, and we'll get into that right before we transition to the NBA. Just your quick thoughts on NIL, man. I know that's a different ball game in college now. Like, do you feel like you would have had this huge opportunity, especially with your creative side with the shoes and all of that? Like, maybe we would have had the Langs earlier, right? The LG ones, I don't know.
That would have been something special. You know what? I talked to, I don't know if you guys know Kyle Hines, and then obviously my uncle Jeff Arnold. We talked about it. We were sitting at a round table one time, and we were just discussing about the NIL, and it's like both of us. Like he had a heck of a career. He went to UNC Wilmington, and so he ended up being like a Hall of Famer in the history over there. And nowadays with the NIL, I don't even know if I would have finished at St. Joe's, like, which is so crazy to say that. Like,
that's true.
The money would have been astronomical because of what I was doing on the court. So but then on the other side, it's like you do have those stories where guys stay and they get more money, and the program changes and everything like that. So you never know. You never know. I know like a lot of guys are making a lot of money, but I just wonder, hey, if St. Joe's could have, if we were at the peak that we were at then, could they have kept up with the money and also too, the support and everything like that? So it's interesting. It's a really interesting and dynamic, question because NIL has really taken over the game and shifted college basketball and also too, college football.
Yeah. I mean, Pete, right before you go to the NBA, it's just tough, man. Like we're so used to, and I feel like you're in that generation as well, where you build up programs, and that is truly where these college players develop their game. Like when you have that much time and you have that much camaraderie with the team, it takes time to do that, right? And like now it's becoming this business aspect, which I'm sure you know all too well now, being in the NBA for 8 years and obviously international ball. Like sometimes it is just business, right? Quote unquote. And it's unfortunate. It really is, because it takes like that pride out. But obviously, if you have that opportunity, you're not going to pass it up. So I get it.
Yeah. No. And look, like you said, back to the small snippet of like ethics. Like I wish, hey, if I had it my way, I would have St. Joe's in ethics right now. But here nor there.
We can get that collaboration going still opportunity. I think the LG2s have colorway.
They do.
Like,
I had I don't know if you guys know Lingrier Jr. He was wearing them when he was there. His senior year? His junior year. Junior year was wearing them.
He ended up at Temple.
Transferring to Temple because his dad ended up getting an assistant coach job over there, I believe. So he went over there, and then he ended up going. He's overseas now playing, which is, I'm happy for. That's my young fella, so proud of him.
I actually copped the LG2s last night.
Did you? Nice.
In support.
Nice,
Yes, sir.
Nice. I appreciate it.
Sir.
Appreciate
that. And the ones.
Okay. Cool.
The classics.
Cool. Yeah, there we go.
But anyway, one transition to NBA. A lot of people don't know, like, you had a very successful career, and I want to start from the beginning, but I'm going to rattle off all the other NBA players that you've, notable NBA players. Can't rattle all of them off. We'll be here all day.
This list is crazy, man.
But D-Book, Devin Booker, Blake Griffin, Drummond, Stack, JR, Shump, Porzingis, Melo, Matt Barnes, Cousins, AD, Buddy Hield, Drew Holiday, D Rose, Avery Bradley, Tobias Harris, CP, Serge Ibaka, Brooke Lopez, Giannis, KD, Harden, Kyrie, Markieff Morris.
Whew.
And I don't even think that includes your Olympic experience with the fellas there.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite teammate? It doesn't have to be of those there. And I won't say favorite because that's like kind of hard to say. Like who was you closest with?
Yeah, that's a tough list. And I have, so much respect for all of them, and also too, like,
that's not even including your international.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, number one, I would have to go, and this is no knock on anybody else, but I mean, Carmelo is, seven is like the guy that kind of mentored me at the beginning of my career and really helped me and shaped me towards, who I became in my career. To this day, like, anything he dropped anything he need, for me, whatever the case may be, that's a big brother to me. So, always looked out for me. Out of everybody else, we had a lot of battles because most of the guys that I played against, played alongside of, but also too, the intimate relationship that I had with it's unbelievable. Like the amount of times, guys invite me over for dinner, us hanging out with families, taking trips. Like, it really just, it breaks down who's really become like a family friends. Like I have like the godparent of my kids is Status Young. Like I'm really close with him. Really close with D Rose. Like Pooh is big brother to me as well. But also too, like we're really close. D
Rose is such a good guy.
Yeah, great dudes. And
he's got that like genuine demeanor like you do, bro. Like he has
he's very intentional, it looks like.
Absolutely, yeah, always. And so, that's an amazing list. But it's like I said, I can name each and every one of those guys and give something special about them. But those are three guys that really stand out for sure.
Word. Shout out to those folks. Give me a condensed version of that post college to getting that call up and going to play for the Knicks. So like that Westchester to the Knicks and then their first game.
So to break it down, I'll try to keep it with everything I say, it's short and sweet. So I go to all right, let me just go back to the pre-draft. 7 pre-draft workouts, 7 different teams. Go from there to deciding I want to play for the Knicks in summer league. So go to Vegas with the Knicks. Obviously we have D Fish, we have Phil Jackson. Like, the triangle is becoming like a part of the NBA again. They're bringing it back. And I thought, hey, maybe I have an opportunity to work under a lot of guys that could help me grow my game, and also some guys that I knew. I knew Tim Hardaway Jr. We had played together on some circuits here and there, and obviously just a number of guys that I already knew. Play well summer league, get an invite to go to training camp. We go to Army, and man, it was truly amazing. Like you said, playing against Shump, JR. You got Shane Larkin, which is so funny. We're over here in Istanbul right now together. Not the same team, but 2 different teams. But I get a chance to see him on a consistent basis for the most part, because we play each other's teams. But that happens. I played really well. We get through training camp. We get back to preseason starting. I think I might have played 2. Yeah, I played 2 out of the 4 preseason games. Play well, and I get down to the last cut, and so it's me and Travis Ware. And shout out T Ware, that's my guy.
Yeah.
He ends up getting a nod. They give him the spot because we already had too many guards, so they wanted the big. They kept him. They waived me, and I think he went undrafted as well. And so he ended up staying. I went to the G League, well, D League at the time. Go down there, 19 games. Yeah, played 19 games. Ton of stories within that whole mix of
hotel, some bad hotels.
Yeah, there's some stories in there. There's some stories, man. Hotels are like motels and some. Yeah, it's just bad.
It was a different time period, basically.
Very much so. Very much so. Like
it was the very beginning, like, of the minor leagues.
It's still with the beginning. Yeah, still with the beginning. There wasn't any money generated from these clubs. Like, it was just, they were just like, hey, go down there and play. Like, it was like kind of like it was like if you got sent down to the G League, the D League, it was like. It was almost frowned upon. It was like a punishment to go down there and play. That's what it looked like back then. That's what it was until they shifted it over to the G League. I think a couple of years after I got out of there. But obviously, 19 games. I get to the first call-up date, January 7th. Remember it like it was yesterday. And I had my agents calling me like, "Yo, I got 2 or 3 teams calling like they want to pick you up like tomorrow. So just be by your phone. I'm going to let you know what's going to be the next step." So practice, I get out of practice. It's so funny. Like I said, I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm sitting on my couch. We're playing video games, me and my boys. And I get a call. It's Allen Houston calling me. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, and everybody's like, oh, shoot, what's going to happen? And we all get quiet. He's like, yo, we're just going to call you up. Pack your bags. We're going to get you a train ride from New York all the way down to D.C. because we play the Washington Wizards tomorrow. So you got to get down there for, get some rest tonight, get to D.C., play that game tomorrow. And then I didn't know the schedule. Like, all right, just listen to what I'm trying to say. I didn't know the NBA schedule at this moment. I'm thinking of the D League schedule. So, there is a couple back-to-backs. Most of the times it's like, it's pretty simple. Like, you'll go here, go there, play, same city, whatever.
Right.
So mind you, I get down to D.C. It's probably like 12:30, 1 o'clock. They drop me at the train. I get picked up from the train station, go to the hotel. It's like 1 a.m. I'm tired. I'm exhausted at this point. Get in the hotel, wake up next day. I'm seeing people I already like. I'm kind of familiar with everybody because I played in some of in training camp with them. So they know me. I know them a little bit. Now, we play the game. I'm not sure if I'm going to play or not. I'm just like, yo, I'm just stressed out, whatever the case may be. Get in there. I think I scored 7 points, something like that. Hit a three, played some good defense, whatever. Game goes by, and I'm like, all right, well, hey, we headed back to New York now, right? And they're like, yeah, we headed back. We got a game tomorrow. And I'm like, a game tomorrow? I'm like, who we play tomorrow? And they're like, oh, you need to look at the schedule. Like, we play the Rockets tomorrow on TNT. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, this, I like, you don't know.
It doesn't register.
Yeah, like, you're not registering, like, all these games are about to start. You know, your schedule changes right away, and you have to figure out, like, all right, how do I adjust? How do I get in the room? You know, the rhythm of, like, how this is supposed to happen. And I get on the plane, and I'm like, you know, I'm just talking to everybody, just trying to figure it out. Like, you know, I had a couple of security guards just keeping me up to date and helping me through the whole process. And they're like, look, yo, like, you know, you're going to stay in the hotel tonight, get some rest. Like, you know, you're going to have, you know, a number of minutes tomorrow. I ended up being like the first one in off the bench, played well. I think I scored 19. I ended up like breaking a record for the Knicks, like first call up the score, I think 19 points in the game, you know, first ever or something like that. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. You passed Patrick Ewing for first like debut home game for a Knick.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that's what it was. Yep. There you go. Yeah. Yep. And so
19 points. Yep.
19 points. And
but the highlight was the putback on Josh Smith and Dwight Howard.
Yep.
Dude, you had us recording it on our phones, and back then, like, the recording wasn't fantastic, and that's when, like, and that's when the Twitter, that's the stuff I sent you before. That's when, like, Twitter was just starting. And I had sent it over to, like, the post game, and Wally just, and I put as like, I think Langston just got a home, so I always take credit. A little credit for being like giving that little boost to LG.
Hey, look. After that game, well, before the game was over with, I'm sitting on the bench and I'm exhausted. Like, mind you, I just got there back to back, first back to back, and they don't tell you how your body adjusts like to all these back to backs and stuff like that. You know, when you're coming through, but you know you have to get into a routine and figure it all out. And so after the game's over with, you know, they're telling me, hey, let's do this recovery, do that. I'm like, all right, whatever. I get back to the locker room and my phone is blown up. Like, I have like 100 or more text messages, and everybody's like, yo, da, 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 da. Like, I think one of your tweets was like had blown up too. And I'm like, oh, I'm looking at my phone like, whoa, like this is crazy. Like, it looked like that night literally changed my life. Like, that was like one of the moments that just changed my life right there for sure.
That is actually a perfect transition, because what I wanted to talk about was that moment. Like, so you had the 2-day, I think you had 2 10-day contracts with the Knicks, and then you got
2
picked
10-day
up,
contracts.
right?
Correct.
So there must have been a moment where you get into a locker room and you're part of the team at this point, and you're looking around, you're obviously thinking about all the stories and all the adversity, and then you sit there and you're like, I'm not looking at these guys through a TV anymore. Like, these are my peers. And, like, I am at their level. Like, is there was there that moment when you're sitting in the locker room just like, oh, my God, like, I'm here. This is what the locker room's like. Like, I kind of want to act like I'm supposed to be here in my moment, but I'm also want to be, like, soaking it up, right? Like, this is your welcome to the league moment kind of thing. So just walk me through that feeling. Like, is it one of those where it's like it all comes down to this and now I'm happy kind of thing? Or are you just, like, you're on your motor, like you said before, like, yeah, you're tired, but no one cares. Like, you just got to keep going kind of thing.
Yeah, the 2 moments, and this is a great question, 2 moments of, like, kind of, I'm here, but, like, I have to be in the moment. The first moment was sitting in the Garden pre-game. So I was, like, the first one on the court every day. Like, every game, I was the first one on the court to work out. And I kind of got in that routine because obviously I was, you know, the first guy. Like, I'm a new guy on the team. Like, they're going to give you the first slot. But also
quick question there, Lang. How does that work? Like,
I'm sorry. Let me break it down.
No. Yeah, I just, like, I actually want to know how it works that you becoming the first person there. Like, you get slots, or is it just like
yes.
You just go?
Yeah. So let me break it down. So, all right, this is a day in the NBA, right? So you have shoot around. So the Knicks, I'm gonna just break down the Knicks because this is what we're talking about right now. So the Knicks, they have a practice facility out in White Plains, right? And then they play in the Madison Square Garden, which is down on Madison Ave. So, or one of the streets down there. I forgot the name of the street, which street. But anyway, you think about White Plains is about, 45 minutes to an hour away from downtown New York. So you shoot around at about, I want to say 11. So shoot around starts at 11. You normally, as a rookie or a young guy, you normally come in to do it's like vitamins. They call it vitamins. So basically, you get to practice probably about like 9:30. You can get some breakfast before because they have food in the facility. Then you have your workout on the court at 9:30. Once you finish that, it's probably like 10 o'clock at that point. You got like an hour to burn. So you got most guys either have weights or they have something to do, or you just go out there and watch guys like work out, just to take it all in. All right, 11 to probably about 12. Shoot around's real short. We go over a couple plays that the team's gonna run, get some shots up. All right, everybody's done. All right, shower. You go back to your hotel or wherever you're staying at. Now, mind you, we just got done at 12 o'clock. Now, my shooting time is at 4 o'clock, so I have to be down at Madison Square Garden for 4 o'clock. Game time's not till 7:30, depending on who we're playing against, or is a primetime game, whatever the case may be. So that's a 3-hour block that I still have like at the arena. So I'm the first one on the court, and it's slotted. It's slotted by, the young guys go first. Normally, like you have it's tandem, so it's 2 guys on the court at the same time. So you go. It's normally a 12-man roster, depending on if they have like some other guys on the team at that point. So now, mind you, I like to shoot by myself. So they gave me the opportunity to say, hey, you can either shoot with somebody else or you can shoot by yourself. I was like, look, I want to shoot with myself. The guys that were working with me, that were helping me throughout the process, they was like, look, that's cool with us. We'll come earlier. That way we can get you in the gym, get your work in. So 4 o'clock was my time. So I would get there. I would leave the house in White Plains probably like 2:30. 2:45-ish to get down to the Garden by 3:40, change, get dressed, and then I'll be on the court at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock to probably you probably get about 20 minutes on the court, depending on like, who's the next person up or if somebody's injured or whatever the case may be. Now, mind you, I'm done at 4:20, 4:30. The game doesn't start till 7. So I have 2.5 hours that I have to burn in between that window. And this is every game. This is not just like, and this is probably it's still going on to today. Like today is probably the same schedule for everybody. But this is just my schedule right now. So I'm like, all right, what am I going to do for this next window, this next block of time? So I would normally eat, get some snacks, not nothing heavy, just something light like a pasta or some fruit. You can do, they actually have like a cold tub, hot tub in the facility. So you could do that as well. I never did that. I would stretch out.
That would make me sluggish.
Yeah, I'm about to say I would watch film on TV. I'd be stretching, and then I would go to chapel. I'll be at chapel. So basically 60 on the clock. So that's normally an hour before the game starts. So probably 6 o'clock, chapel would happen. So I would go to chapel every game day.
So they have chapel in the Garden?
Yeah, there's chapel in the Garden. So it's like a room, tucked away in the back. And you normally get about, I would say roughly probably like six guys at the max for sure. Like you might have 2 guys from another team.
That's dope.
Four from your team, depending on like, who believes, who doesn't, and obviously I'm a believer. So I was like, I want to go in there, hear a little bit about God, and hey, just go back to the locker room and chill. But yeah, so you have that. That's like 20 minutes out of your time. Once they finish that, you go right back to the locker room, film, coach talk for like 10 minutes, around 40, and then you're on the court after that. And then you got probably from 20 on down to do a little, you warm up, and then it's game time at that point. So that's like a rough day estimate of like how one day in NBA kind of breaks down for a lot of guys.
Wow.
To stay loose, bro, that's tough, man. I mean, that 3-hour block that's anyone that's played sports just in general is, that's a difficult way to like stay loose.
Yeah. And so so that was my day every day. But going back to your original question, sorry. When I got to the Garden at, like I said, that 4:00 window, I would always look up and I'd be like, wow, like I'm really playing in the Garden. Like I used to play at St. Joe's University in Philadelphia, a 5,000 seat arena, to now I'm playing in Madison Square Garden every single night. Like, this is my new home. And I would just look up and look around and be like, it's crazy. It truly is crazy. And so that was my first one. The second one was I was on a plane with Stat, and that's Amar Stoudemire, if people don't know.
Yeah.
And the day that he technically retired, I was sitting right next to him on the plane. We were going from New York to Orlando. And he told me, he said, because he's in the Word too, big religious guy. Yep. We were talking about God, and he was like, yo, like, you my guy. Like, he always sit next to me on the plane. So, you have, like, guys sitting next to each other. They have guys playing Blu-ray and whatnot. And he was sitting next to me on the plane. He was like, yo, like, this is probably my last trip. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, like, I think this is it. And so this is and it's so funny. This actually was the game before the All-Star break. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, nah, you just talking, man. Don't worry about it. And he's like, nah, like, I won't be coming back with the team. Like, this is it. Like, this is my last game. And so play Orlando. I think, did we win that game? I think we won that. Yeah, we won that game. Won the game. He leaves the arena. He dapped me up, and then that was it. That was the last time he played. He basically shut it down for the rest of the season, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Yeah, I mean, P, I think I know where you're about to go.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you in regards to the plane, like, atmosphere, because they talk about a lot of gambling and a lot of folks playing cards and whatnot on the plane. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure, like, LG that's not your style. Like, that's not, like, but maybe it is. I don't want to assume anything. So, like, and they talk about the pressure and, like, people having gambling debts and everything like that. Like, I was wondering how you navigated that, because that's got to be tough. Like,
it's not really that tough. Like, all right, I'm gonna give you like a snippet of what. All right, so the game that everybody plays is Blu-ray. That's what everybody plays.
Yep.
Now, the hand on Blu-ray, one hand, right? I'm just going off of one hand right now. Could be in the pot. The minimum I've seen has been $500. The maximum I've seen has been $10,000 in one pot.
I actually thought it would be higher, to be honest with you, but yeah.
No. So it can get higher, but they won't put more money on the table. Like, it'll just be like written down. Like, that'll be the hand or whatever the case may be. So now I have seen somebody lose $100,000 on a plane. Like, don't get me wrong. Now I've seen somebody lose it, but I also seen like you said, like, people get it back and whatnot. But yeah, it's a real sticky situation. So
especially with guys making like the disparity was crazy back then.
Yeah, and I just would watch. I always would watch to learn and see who would play. It would normally be your main guys that were playing. You wouldn't rarely get anybody that was like on the edge trying to come up or anything like that, because eventually you're gonna win some and then you're gonna lose some. So it's like it always balances out. So you wouldn't have any guys that were on the fringe. So
look, I wanted to transition now. So like you were with the Knicks. I know you you had your experience going back home with New Orleans, and I know you must have been ecstatic about that. So that's technically your first multi-year, I think, because everyone talks about the Detroit. But I think if I'm looking at it correctly, that was that. But let's go to Detroit for a second. I know there was a trend that was going on there. You guys were talking about the Breakfast Club stories that were happening often and stuff. Is there anything that you could give me from that? Like, talk about maybe the experience for those who don't know what it was.
Yeah, I mean, our Breakfast Club, like, it kind of started another really close friend of mine, Tobias Harris, and Andre Drummond. So we had it started out just me and Tobias. We would always work out before the game. Like, that was like our like go-to thing. Like, before each and every game, we'd be in the hotel. If we was at home, we would post about it sometime, but more so on the road. We would go to the hotel workout area, and it was like either it was the shirt tucked in or it was the Breakfast Club, and it was like those two things were like kind of like our go-to thing, and so it kind of took off. It kind of got its own wings, and then we kind of got some shirts made, and then we had our equipment manager. He started, buying in. He would get bracelets, and he really turned it into a whole experience because we started getting more and more guys in there. We end up getting. I mean, Blake was in there a few times. We end up getting Reggie Jackson would be in there with us. Who else would be in there? Stanley would be in there with us. Stanley Johnson would be in there with us. That was really it. But I mean, we really had like a whole crew that was always in there with us, and it just was a fun time. Like we just had fun with it, and man, it's so funny. Like I was watching, I think Tobias, he still does it here and there, but I mean, to see what that kind of trended in towards, because then you started getting people outside of our main thing, which was like the NBA sphere, and then it kind of shifted into other people being doing regular jobs, and they was like, hey, I'm at the gym, Breakfast Club, and like then they had the shirt tucked in. It kind of took off. It got its own legs. So it was cool. It was a cool moment.
I could have sworn you you started it, and then then I saw a lot of stuff on social media. You guys were hanging out, and I was like, oh, they got that camaraderie like the Thunder have right now. Where guys coming to the post interview, like that's important, man. And I noticed that. I can see the teams that play well together as like team ball, and they actually like each other, or they hang out like after the games, or like you said, people inviting you over to dinner and whatnot. So, talk to me about like you kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we didn't finish it. Like the starstruckness, like this is your dream. You want to be seen as a peer, but at some point you've been around so many Hall of Famers. Like, has there ever been a point where you were starstruck when you walked into a room or, on the court, and you're like, damn, like, let me just take a moment. I'm in front of X.
There hasn't been like a moment of starstruck, but I have been in a room with a lot of people. Like the one person I haven't met in person is probably Jordan. That's the only person I haven't met. I've met everybody else, Chuck, which is Allen Iverson. I've met, you name it, with the Hall of Famers, like Earl the Pearl, Walt Clyde Frazier.
Barkley.
Barkley, yep. Met Barkley. It's so funny. I had to run into Barkley. I was actually going on a trip somewhere. I was going to DR or something like that, and he would end up on that same trip. I was like, so funny. I was with my family. Kobe, I never ran into Kobe, but I actually
played against him.
Played against him. Yeah, I got to play against him. So that was pretty cool, like to play against him, and I got him to autograph a pair of shoes of mine. They're at my house right now. Just something special that I'll always commemorate. There hadn't really been anybody that I was like, man, like that's crazy. I really just met such and such. But it's been really crazy, just the amount of people, like I said, that I have met over my career, and seen and been up close and personal, and really have got a chance to say I met that person. So it's crazy. But I'll give one quick story real quick. With Melo, right, with 7. One story that me and my friends, we always would play 2K at the time. 2K was like kind of like up and going at this point. It was like really like, still startup. Mm-hmm. And we would always be playing 2K, at the house, or like back home. This is when I was in Louisiana, and it's so crazy that I went from playing 2K in Louisiana to then going to St. Joe's, me and my boys, then we playing 2K online, to then, 4 years later, I'm playing on the same team as him. Like I would only use the Knicks because I wanted to play with Melo. Like I knew how to shoot, his release, all that. And then now,
once you figure out the player's release, it's a wrap. You're playing with that team forever.
I'm playing with that team. I don't need anybody else on the team. I just need Melo. And so that ended up being like a crazy story that me and my boys always tell to this day. It's like, yo, you really was playing with Melo, and then you ended up being
manifested it through 2K.
Manifested it through 2K. It's crazy.
That's amazing, man. Before we transition over to the Olympics, I just wanted to call out two things. It's November 15, 2019. You're with the Pistons. You're playing in Detroit and Charlotte.
Yeah.
And you look up and the box score says 32 points for Langston Galloway. Are you like, oh shit, I just dropped a 30 ball in the league kind of thing? I mean, by then you're already on your third. This is a 3-year contract with Detroit. You've been in the league. You kind of, you know what you're capable of, but still, that's still a 30 ball. So was that your, I mean, obviously a career high. You remember that game or talk to me about it?
No, I remember that game. You know what's so crazy? Like stuff like that. I'll remember it more if we would have won. I'll say that. You know, I scored that many points and then we lost. We ended up losing right at the end on like a fluke play. It was something weird happened where the game was over and we ended up losing right at the end to Charlotte. But yeah, that really transitioned me to like get a lot of confidence with the coach and then going from there to the following year playing with the Pistons and really like getting to showcase everything, all my skills. And it's so crazy the following year, then COVID happens. And it's like, whoa, like it really, like that really shifted everything. So, I don't know what would have happened if COVID wouldn't have happened because I was having another career year. Like, my first year in Detroit was a difficult year. Second year, I really started coming out of my shell. Had a 30 ball, like I said, with that. And then that third year was like, okay, here we go. And then all of a sudden, boom, COVID happens. And then like, it sends shockwaves through the league with everything that happened. So crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those moments where everyone knows where they were at when they heard the news. I was in Miami and I heard it and I'm like, there's no way that's right. And then 10 minutes later, there was like an RIP boat like advertisement going in the ocean. I was like, how is that possible?
Yeah,
like,
how's that possible,
and people, and you're looking at someone, I'm like, they have no idea what basketball is. They don't know any history. And even them were like, Kobe Bryant passed away. I was like, your phone's wrong. Like, you got something off. Like, let me just see this. And I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, like this is really happening.
And it's so funny. I was actually in Philly when it all started too. I was in Philly.
Wow.
We were playing the Sixers, and it's so funny. D Rose was on the sideline. He wasn't even playing that game, and we had just saw the whole incident with the mic touch with Gobert. And everybody's like, "What is he doing? Like, why is he doing all this?" And all of a sudden, like you see the COVID like kind of like sign come up, and we're like, if that's happening over there, it's probably going to trickle down this way, and then. Crazy story, right? So, D Rose sees it. We're at the end of the bench. Game's going on. He's telling us that finish out the game, and one of my teammates is like coughing, like hacking, like really bad. And I'm like, oh snap! Like I'm telling our trainers, I'm telling our trainers, I'm already like hesitant. I'm like telling our trainers, like, look, get a mask on him, gloves on him. Like he don't need to touch nobody, talk to nobody. Like
at that time, we didn't know what was going on.
We didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know what was going on. So my family's still out there on the court. I go back out there. I'm talking to them for a minute. Then like all of a sudden, like one of our media guys rushes out there. He's like, "Yo, we need you to come and speak to the media," because I was like our team rep. So I was like, I was always in front of the media talking and just trying to. Get things out there before, for the team and in front of the media for them. So that happens. I'm telling my family, look, I don't know what's about to happen, but I think they're about to shut the league down. So y'all need to get out of here. Like I'm going. Everybody be safe. So I leave that game. I get to the media in the back and they're like, hey, what do you think about the whole situation with da-da-da? And I'm like, oh, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but everybody be safe and we'll see what happens and see what the next plan of action is. And so fast forward, we get on the plane. My teammate's still, coughing. I'm telling our trainers, like, get him to the back of the plane. Like, he shouldn't even be up here with us. And what's so funny, he ends up having COVID.
Oh.
he ends up being one of the first people because now we played the Jazz 3 games before that. And so the transmission was, so we went into protocol because we had just played the Jazz. So it's like all the teams that the Jazz had just played went into protocol. Yep. So there was like us and like 3 other teams. I can't remember the other teams. But anyway, we go into protocol. Everybody gets tested. He ends up coming up positive for COVID. And I think it's maybe like one other person. But I end up, I was negative. And so I told my family, I'm like, look, what I'm gonna do is we have 14 because we had to go into protocol, so we had 14 days where we couldn't leave the house. So I'm literally in the house, and I told my family, I'm like, look, if I can get us a private plane, I'm gonna literally get us a plane, and we're gonna leave Detroit tonight, and that's it. Like we're just gonna leave our stuff here, and we'll figure it all out later. And we literally left Detroit, and at that point, we never went back, which is so crazy. Never went back. Like we had one of our friends went to the house, packed the whole house up, put it into storage, and then what's so funny, 2 years?
Oh, you're
2 years ago.
Like you
no. We never went back. We never went back. I haven't been back. I haven't been back to Detroit since. Did I go back to Detroit recently? No, I haven't been back to Detroit. I haven't been back. No, I really haven't been back.
That's a hard cutoff. Yeah,
haven't been back to Detroit since then.
Wow.
And I recently just got my stuff out of storage. Like my wife was like, "Yo, let's get this stuff out of storage." Like we don't even know
spending money on it. Yeah,
and we're spending money on it. So we got out of storage, and we were like, we actually still have stuff in a storage in Louisiana that we haven't even opened up yet. But we opened up like two out of the 3 storages. And got some of the stuff out, but like we still have stuff still in stores that we haven't even went through. And this, what's this, 6 years later? I don't know, something like that.
Wow.
Crazy.
Dang. So, just a couple more things that we were really curious about, Lang. So
for sure, yeah.
Olympics.
Yep.
How does that story work? Like, how do you get involved with the USA? And then, I mean, as of like recently. You were on the select team and you're playing against the future gold. Now we know the USA team that won the gold.
Yep.
You got Curry, LeBron, Tatum, Halliburton didn't play, but he was on the team. My man, Anthony Edwards, like.
Yep.
Dog.
Yeah, I mean, how did that story start? And then tell us about some of those scrimmages with the recent gold USA team.
Yeah, so we rewind a little bit back to my year after Phoenix, which was 2021, I want to say. I believe that was the year. So basically, we make it to the finals with Phoenix. The next year, I'm on the fringe and trying to figure out like how to get back in the door with the NBA. USA comes calling. No. Yeah, they come calling after. So I got 3 10 days. I got 3 10 days. I ended up catching COVID. And then after that, I got called by Sean Ford, which is like the head of USA. He was like, yo, you want to come and play with the World Cup qualifying team? Like, we need some guys to come and play, get us qualified. So playing DC, we ended up going 1-1. My first experience, and we lose the first game I played with USA. And I'm like, whoa, like this is different. Like, I gotta figure this out. Like this first FIBA experience for me, for like in general. And so after that, I played 6 more windows with them. Ended up playing like 12 USA games with them, and so that kind of spurred on to me playing with the World Cup qualifying team, like select guys. So basically, Sean Ford was like, "Look, I got a role for you. I want you to be on the select team, but I also too want you to go with the team up until a certain point, and then you can fly back home." And I was like, all right, bet. Like that's cool. Like, let me just see how this is going to happen. So get picked for that. I actually played well in the select games that we did play. A lot of games didn't get, obviously publicized in those games. Then fast forward, they end up losing to Germany, and they lost to Canada and didn't place in the World Cup. So fast forward, the Olympics is the next year, and I'm telling Sean, I'm like, look, just give me an opportunity just to play with the select team. Like, if you can kind of give me an opportunity to play, but also to go with the team, that'd be huge. And he's like, look, all the things that you've done for us, like I'm like the all-time World Cup qualifier points. Score. So he's like, yeah, I got you. No doubt. I got you. So literally get on the select team. That's like Cooper Flag and all those guys. And I'm like, okay, I didn't get a chance to play as much as I wanted to, but I still got a chance to play a little bit. I'm around all the coaches, all the guys that I know. So it was a great opportunity. But like once I got in there, obviously, first thing that stood out to me was obviously Cooper Flag was a special talent at the time. He was already like playing against
Duke, right? He's at Duke already.
No. He's not at Duke yet. He's still
in high school.
Still in high school at this point.
Oh, okay.
So he's about to get ready to go to Duke. This is the summer lead up into him going to Duke.
Got you.
And I remember seeing videos about this.
And he comes into practice. He hits a shot on Anthony Davis. Then he hits a shot on Drew Holiday. And I said, he's going to be the number one pick. Regardless if he plays this next year with Duke or he sits out, he's the number one pick. That was the first instance where I was like, okay, this guy's different.
Kid's got the game. Yeah,
he got it. He's different. Then, a little bit more into the Olympics, we get to London, right? Now, the scrimmages are intense. Like, we playing up and down. And this is the first time where I saw Ant kind of come out of his shell, because he's been
doing his thing, but yeah,
he's really animated. He really he talks a lot. He backs it up. And so I saw him really going at the guys, really he's trying to lock down everybody. He's trying to score on everybody. He put in the work. We have shooting competitions every day, and it's like, oh yeah, this kid's special, man. He's special. So he's one guy that I give a lot of respect to, because he's he wants to. I don't want to say take over the reign as that he's the face, but
face of the league.
Yeah, but he's in my book,
gunning
he's the
for
face
it.
of the league. Yeah, he's the face of the league, but he doesn't have the same persona that the league, in my opinion, they want. They want somebody specific, but his persona is the person that needs to be the face of the league, in my opinion. So
it's a little gritty. He's got a little Michael Jordan style to him, to it.
Yeah,
for sure. Did you have Coach K part of that coaching?
He came
in the beginning, right?
He came to, when I was with the World Cup qualifying team. We needed one more game to qualify. He came to one of the games in Vegas. We played against I think it was Uruguay or something like that. He ended up coming to that game, and he gave us a really dope speech before the game. And I was like, okay, yeah, I see why guys get up for him.
About to go kill him right now.
And we end up going out and dominating these guys. And I was like, oh yeah, he's the truth, man. I see why guys get up and play for him, man. It's just different.
Yeah, there's a different.
How is he different than Kerr? Because I feel like Kerr is a different style of coaching.
Kerr is I don't want to say anything wrong, but I think he's a better manager. Like Steve is a great coach. He has some good stuff. But I feel like Coach K is a great motivator. I'll say that. But then Kerr is a better manager of the team, and when guys need to play, when guys don't need to play, who needs to be in. He doesn't really he'll motivate you, but it's not a in your face like a Coach K, where it's he'll whisper in your ear, or he'll say something subtle, and you be like, what? Okay, and let me lock in. That's not Coach Kerr, but that's more so Coach K. But Kerr is he knows when to get guys in a position, and then when it's time to go kill, or he'll say something, he had that professional demeanor where okay, let me lock in, let me go get this, the showtime.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of operations and managing he would need to do with the Warriors just because there's so many personalities on that team, and you got to know when to pull that lever or not. And obviously, there's a lot with that.
Yep.
I see you smiling, Pete. What do you? I know.
No, I'm smiling because there's one in particular, big personality. Everybody knows
Draymond.
That's a tough, a tough dynamic, man.
And
but
it's like
but it's so crazy because a lot of people like they say a lot of bad stuff about Draymond, but
oh no, he's the glue. Like
he's the glue. He really is the glue for that team. Like and like now personally they're saying a lot about like the Kuminga trade and they shouldn't have traded him.
Yeah.
But Kuminga's not the same player as Draymond when it comes to like that glue. He needs a team where he can just go. Like he could just, just play and not think. Like, the Warriors are like a thinking operated like machine where like, hey, this moment right here, I need to pass it, I need to cut, I need to
you gotta play within that system.
Yeah, exactly. Like it revolves around, Draymond and stuff, and then everything else kind of like, you can kind of like fit in where you fit in, but yeah. There's
a level of intangibles that he brings to the game.
Yep.
That sometimes like you wish like the emotions could be put in checks, but for the most part, like you just can't replace his intangibles. Like nobody's gonna miss with Steph because he's there, with Clay back in the day. So anyway, let's get to overseas. So we have Italy in the first stint right now, and then right now we're in Turkey. So tell me about like overseas, how it's different and how it compares to NBA, like from the play to the fans to the atmosphere, all that.
Yeah, so Italy was a great experience. And that's not to say I won't go back and all like that. That's not to say
I don't know.
You
said great and you're like, great experience.
It's more so because of the fans. I'll say that. The fans are truly amazing in Italy. But I've had a lot of good and bad situations, and I'll say that because, my first year in Italy, I had the opportunity to go and really play for a team where they kind of gave me the ball and said, "Hey, look, just we'll kind of like play off of you, and then we'll go." My second year in Italy was like more so where I was on a better team. And it kind of fell apart right at the end because of a lot of like off the court issues that happened with not even with our team, but more so with like management and stuff like that. And then this is what a lot of people will say, overseas, the money is like kind of like, here and it's there. It's, it's kind of tough. It's a tough situation when it comes to stuff like that. And so it can really break you, I'll say, playing overseas. Like overseas is like a lot of ups and downs. You don't know what's going to come. You will see everything. I really have experienced everything. I've seen guys foul a person, the same guy foul somebody 3 times in a row in less than 5 seconds. I've seen that. I've seen coaches fight players. I've seen that. I've seen guys walk off teams and then they fly home the next day. I've seen guys. Let's see what else. Trying to think what else have I seen? Yeah, I've literally seen it all. I've seen money not come in. I've seen money.
Like a player not getting paid, kind of thing.
Yeah, I've seen players not get paid. Like it's a. And this is no knock overseas. Like this is just situations that I've been a part of and I've seen. Right. But yeah, overseas it brings a different dynamic. I'll say that it brings a different dynamic, and you love it and you hate it at the same time because it can the level of basketball is like at its highest because the fans make it so much more special. But then at the same time too, it's just like there is a lot of intangibles. Yeah, it's a lot of intangibles that go on behind closed doors. So.
Is it like cheap? Is it like cheaper for fans to attend the game? Like,
yeah, for sure. Yes, I don't know what the exact cost is.
Yeah,
I mean, but
relatively.
Relatively. Like if you had to pinpoint something specific, is that every team basically loses money every year. Putting on a club. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like there's no like. club over here making money from overseas basketball.
So how do they stay in business?
Is more so on the lines of stuff that they do off the court, for example, I'm gonna give you just a perfect example. So what is Armani, Giorgio Armani.
Yep.
Okay, all right, Milano. So that's the team over in Italy. They are the top club in Italy. So basically, Giorgio Armani, obviously, he has his clothing brand. He has a ton of other things on the side, right? Now, he wanted a basketball club. So he put together a basketball club and said, all right, hey, here's my intangibles. These the amount of money I'm going to put towards the club. So recently he passed away. I don't know the exact number, but from what they said was like, hey, look, each year his bottom line will be $10 million towards the club. So he has $10 million for the next 10 years. And then after that 10 years, he just passed away. So that's the bottom line. That's it. The club, either will gain new management and gain new ownership or it'll fold. So it just really depends on that. So
that's interesting, man.
Yeah. And then, obviously going into Turkey, that's a whole different beast. This basketball over here, comparing it to Italy and comparing it to Turkey, it's two totally different worlds. Every basketball scene overseas has this different style of basketball, and they let you play. They let you play over here.
How so? Give me an example of what's different in Turkey versus Italy.
You'll get a lot more physical. The game gets more physical in the sense of they let you. It's like the old school NBA. I'll say that.
I was just about to say that. It's like the 90s we're talking.
It's not the 90s per se, but it lets you they let you bump and
handshake
foul. Yeah, handshake a little bit more, and they let you get away with a couple things here and there. And it's you're thinking oh yeah, they're gonna call it and be like, no foul. And you're keep playing, and they're like, what? You shocked. Sometimes you're shocked. You're like, what? I thought it was a foul, and it's no. But then another play, and then you'll adjust to that, and then they'll call a foul. So it's it's a lot of that
inconsistency.
They give and go. But obviously the Turkish league is the top two in the world, Spain, and then Turkey is top two in the world right now basketball, while outside of the NBA, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. Now, so crowd-wise, obviously, if you look on the internet, sometimes they'll show comparisons of European crowds, and then they'll show the NBA crowds. And don't get me wrong, NBA crowds are great and all, but I've seen some crazy international crowds. Are you seeing that? Is that some of the games that you've been it's just the fans are different. It's almost like
fire and shit, and the fire in the crowds, and there's and dancing.
It's different. It's different. Yeah. Nah, I've experienced that more so in Italy. I haven't experienced it yet from my club, because my club that I'm on right now is a newer club. I think it's only 4 years in existence, but obviously we have the guys really taking care of all the guys on our team. But anyway, when it came to Italy, we legit our fans for my team last year, which was in Trapani, we had 600 fans travel with us to every road game.
Oh, damn.
So
what?
So you think about a stadium, I'll say let me think about it. The max stadium over there is 15,000. 20,000. We would have 600 to 1,000 fans travel with us. So we would take over stadiums, other team stadiums. We would have more fans than them almost. It would sound like that. That's how it would sound.
That's dope.
And you had no other choice but to get up and they here for us. We gotta go hard. We gotta go kill and win this game. And so that is different. But the flares and stuff like that, those really happen at the Euro League games. I haven't played in the Euro League yet. And I said yet because I'm, that's what I'm aiming for, trying to get to.
Okay.
But it's something special. You playing Serbia, you playing Greece, those big clubs over there. It's a different animal over there.
It's just a testament to where basketball is now, right? It was the topic of conversation in the All-Star game. It's just few years back, right, it was more so Americans and maybe one or two, maybe a couple standout Europeans or anyone overseas. And now you look at the league and who's at the top.
Yep.
The majority of it is really international players.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. It's very cool to see that that's the case, right? And then you're able to kind of see both sides of it.
Yeah, no, you definitely you're excited to see that the NBA has explored different players to be international, but also too it just shows you that the game of basketball is more so on the side of, not saying catching up with the world is catching up with the USA and like that. It's more so just there's more opportunity for guys from overseas to come to play in the States. I would say that now. Like, for example, the French national team, if you look at their team, there might be just as many NBA guys on their team as we have on our team now. Like, It used to be maybe one guy, maybe two guys. Now their whole team is NBA guys, maybe like one EuroLeague guy. So that's basically the same it's the same players on both sides of the fence. It might be just different scales, but it's almost even at this point now. You know what I mean? But not to say that the USA is taking a step behind. It's just that, obviously it's more competitive. I'll say that. More competitive.
Lang, let's transition to ethics. Wanted to understand the story behind just coming up with the name. I know there's a mission and everything that's involved with ethics, which it just made sense the word with you. But I just would love to hear the story. And I know that's co-founded with you and your wife, Sabrina.
Yeah, no, we started with trying to figure out the name. We kind of threw names at the wall, and we stuck with something that sticks with me to this day. My work ethic, it's gotten me to this point. And so I was like, we can't do work ethic, obviously, but let's go with ethics. I think that's something that'll stand out, something that people can kind of get behind. And, me and the wife have really taken this to a whole nother level where, yes, we have put out 2 shoes. I have a 3rd shoe currently out, but it's just my shoe. It's just a shoe that I wear on the basketball court. And we really not pivoted, but we are in a sense of trying to showcase that it's not just about the product. It's more of a mentality. It's more of a mantra of who you are, who you can become, because ethics isn't just one thing in my book. I look at ethics as, the hard work, the sacrifice, the dedication of what it embodies me as. That's who I am as a player, but that's how I am off the court too. With my kids, with the work that I put in, in philanthropy, with the work that I put into, the business side of things. But it's everything. It encompasses me, on all scales, and so. We're trying to find ways to not just showcase that we're all about product, but more so about the impact that we can serve in the community, and teaching more and more people about that work ethic, and how do you turn that into something that you can live day in, day out, and that can turn into something special down the road for you as well. And so me and Sabrina really we've done a great job with trying to figure out ways to grow it, obviously with the with the product, but we're more so we've been focused on how do we create our own community, and that's what we're focused on right now. Is how do we build a community, and how we build more and more people to be a part of that, and we just push that, and then that, hey, as time goes on, and we do have the opportunity to bring back shoes and bring back apparel and all that, we're going to do it. But that's all we've been focused on right now is just, hey, how do we build a community and teach people more and more about ethics?
I love that. It's ethics on both ends too, right? Like you mentioned. So it's the work ethic side of it, and then it's the ethical side of it, which it seems like you're very much that person who cares about those things. So that makes a lot of sense. Out of the pairs that you have, what would you say is your favorite? If you had to pick one of your own, what would you say?
I mean, obviously the St. Joe's colorway, the legacy pair, that's probably my favorite because of like, you know, the legacy I created. Still waiting. I'm just gonna put this out there. I'm still waiting for my jersey to be in the rafters, but you know, that's here or there.
Hey, you're hearing it here first, okay?
Yeah.
But it's only a matter of time before they come calling.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting for that. But yeah, nah, it's probably the most special pair in my book because of you know, everything that I accomplished there. And it means so much to me because of the legacy that we left. I mean, that I left, but also too, like, you know, it's so funny that people to this day, like, and I haven't had a anniversary or anything like that to go back to St. Joe's for like my classmates, but people to this day, when I go back to campus, like I went to campus this past year and people saw my wife, they were like, so what year did you graduate? And she's like, what? Like, I didn't graduate from here. I was just here with my husband at the time, my boyfriend. It's like, but it's so crazy that, you know, that was like a legacy that we both, you know, we were a part of the you know, the culture that was just created at St. Joe's, and so many people that we've built relationships with over times. And, you know, how do we build St. Joe's back up? You know, obviously it's lost a little bit of the charisma and all the impact that we created at the time, you know, from going from freshman year all the way until like 20. So you think back to 2010 all the way to 2016. I mean, we what 2-3 championships later. Some, you know, being in the tournament a couple of years. Yep. Yeah. So it's like,
there was a standard there. Yeah, it became a standard, and then, you know, the ball kind of got dropped with a lot of different, you know, movements within the program. So that's the thing. It's like, hey, I hope this year that the Hawks can kind of figure it out, you know, and get us back on track. But you know, I hope the next step with the program and with the whole university is like, how do we get, you know, St. Joe's back into, you know, some relevancy for sure. Would you ever consider coaching?
You know what? I don't know about coaching. I don't know about the coaching side of it because, you know, that's a whole different beast.
It's a different beast.
Such a commitment.
Yeah, it's a commitment. But I did. You know, I was talking to I don't know if you guys remember Spencer. We actually were talking recently. He was like, man, you got to, you know, the AD's open, man. Like either you or Jameer need to take it. And I'm like, God, I don't know about that, man. That's tough. They would have to come calling with the hierarchy to kind of get me to stop playing ball right now. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you got to squeeze it while you can, especially if your goal is the goal. Yeah, you got to keep going.
Yep, no, for sure. And then but like that like if St. Joe's did come calling and said, hey, we want you to be like the GM or like the assistant GM or something like that. Like right now, I would love to do something like that. You know, that'd be something that I would love to.
Fulfilling and
for sure. Like, you know, come back to school and like be able to bring the culture back and like, you know, just help out as many kids as I can, because it's like I feel like I've lost a little bit of the connection with the kids that's there now because I haven't.
You're overseas. The time difference alone is so different. It's so hard, bro. So
hard. I mean, right now it's what is it? 12 o'clock right now. It's midnight right now. So it's like it's crazy. But like that's here nor there. You know, being on here with you guys is more special because hey, you guys get to put out something that you know that'll be able to be on the internet and you know, talk to people and tell people what we got going on. So it's cool.
Yeah, man. Look, number one, very much appreciate you taking the time, Lang. I know you got a personal life. I know you got the professional life. So number one, really appreciate it, man. Look, we'll keep it going here and we'll get you out soon. I have a quick question about the Q4
good.
Piece.
Yeah.
Q4, I mean, you had that run there with the colorways and the customs was insane in the finals, and then the whole strategic way that you dropped certain pieces on your own brand. I want to give a shout out to that just because it was such a cool time, and like after seeing some of the GQ magazines and the excerpts that came out of it, it's just like you hear all the names, the prominent names in the league, and then you put yourself in there. I mean, you could very much argue that you have that imprint across the league when it comes to shoes, and there's no question about it. The one gripe I will say, Lang, is you got to have a Ninja Turtles colorway there, man. I think you dropped the ball on that one. Ninja Turtles.
No, I think I had that.
Do you have one?
I think I have that. I don't know where the picture's at. You're going to have to go find it. I'll have to go find it. I think I have that.
If you have one, then I'll take it back. But if you don't,
Mike, I might have that though.
He's about to send that to you right now.
I know. I got to go on my phone. I don't know if I'm be able to find it right now, but I mean, not on the spot.
You're
if you find it, man. That was one that P and I were. I mean, we're just Ninja Turtle fans, so like had to throw that out there. And I saw all the other ones, and I'm like, Ninja Turtles is definitely meeting that category. There's no way.
If my memory recalls correctly, I think I have it. I'm gonna find it and send it to you guys. I promise you. I think I have it.
Did you have any favorite one? Like out of all, I mean, there's so many, but like I didn't know if one really jumped out at you that you were like, nah, this was just off the charts.
The best one I put out was the Woody and the Toy Story one, because the reason why that's so special in my book, because it is actually in the Hall of Fame right now.
Hall of Fame,
really?
The NBA Hall of Fame?
The NBA Hall of Fame, yeah. They put that in the Hall of Fame for me. So basically, I'm in Detroit. This had to be my second year. Yeah, second year in Detroit. And I'm playing well. Like, everything's going well. And I think the Toy Story movie was coming out. And so my media guy was like, yo, like, I think I got something for you after the game. Like, just come see me. And so after the game finishes, he's like, yo, I need the shoes. I'm like, what? Like, I'm not about to give you my shoes. Like, I need these. He's like, this is going to be way bigger than what you think. Like, I need you to give me the shoes, and I'll tell you about it later. So I give him the shoes, and I'm like heartbroken because I'm like, come on, man. Like, I can't give you these shoes. He calls me 2 days later. He says, go look this up on the site. You're going to be shocked. I go on like the Hall of Fame website, and it was like on the website, like there. And so he's like, it's in Canton, Ohio right now. It's in Canton, Ohio right now.
That's unbelievable. Sick, man.
Yeah, he showed me a picture and everything like that. I don't know if it's still there or not, but I'm hoping it's still there.
No, I don't see why it would be temporary.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
extend those places.
Yeah. So I guess it's still there. So that's pretty cool to, have a legacy in Canton, Ohio. So that's cool.
Of course, another thing on the notch.
For sure.
I guess we talked about this a little quickly. I'll just have this quick question, then we'll go rapid fire. Like, okay. What does like life look like after basketball? Like after we close the chapter and you hang up the cleats or the shoes, the kicks.
Yeah, nah. I mean, me and my friends and my wife, we've talked about it. The GM perspective is definitely one thing that I would love to do. I would love to do it. It'd be great to do it at St. Joe's. That would be great. If not St. Joe's, on the NBA scale, something like that. That'd be amazing. And it's so crazy that I've had opportunities already like in front of me, and it's like every door that I've kind of crossed, in my life, my professional life, also too, my collegiate career, but coaching on the court, we've been offered opportunities to do that. I've been offered opportunities to do some GM stuff. I think all the doors that I've kind of crossed has been, they're still open, and that's the fun thing about. I've never burned any bridges. I've never done anything that's like, whoa, like what are you doing, like, or ruin my reputation. So, I'm really open to whatever. I don't want to say like, hey, one specific way, and I'm leaning that way, and I'm gonna just go that way. But I'm kind of open. I'm really open, and I'm excited about whenever that time when the ball does stop bouncing, I'll be ready to go, and I think that my family they'll be excited to see what is the next step for me for sure.
Next chapter. Word. All right, we got some rapid fire.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Favorite type of vino?
Vino, ooh, man. Do you want me to say? I know cab, but like, what do you want me to say? The specific type? Or
give me the specific type. Let's get deets.
Oh man, let's go Barolo. Barolo's a good one. I could go the area Piedmont is a really good one. They have another one, Flying Eagle is another one I had some time back. It was amazing. Yeah, there's a few really.
It's hard to say like just one.
But I would keep it in the Italian reign like that. Those are some really good ones. I'm gonna give you guys the inside scoop. I'm working on my own specific wine right now.
Let's go.
Okay,
Hitting up your old Italianos. Is that
There
what
you
it is?
go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Oh,
I'm
you know,
working on it.
we'll be the first ones to buy some in the States,
Hey,
man.
I'm trying to figure it out right now. Guys, down in Sicily, they helped me out with something. So hopefully it works out. Hopefully it works out.
That's awesome, bro.
Yep.
That'd be fire.
Favorite basketball drill.
I call it. I don't want to say the windshield wiper, but I call it like the half moon. Shooting from one corner, you run around a circle, so around the arc. Yep, around the arc, and then you go to the other 3-point line. So corner to corner, around the arc. It's like you're just doing like you're leaning, like you're running a 400 meter race. You're always leaning, and you get around shot. You got to make 5 in a row. In my book, I do 5 in a row. Some people do 10 in a row. Just depends on what you do. But yeah, that's probably my favorite drill.
That's how your shot was too, or that's how your shot is. It's like you literally were running and just kind of elevate and just flick the wrist.
That's it. As long as I flick the wrist, hey, it's good. It's good.
Who was the toughest player you ever guarded?
Ooh, I would give it to. I would say 3. Can I do 3? It's okay if I do 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or do you want me to do college and college and pros?
Why don't we do 3? If you have 3 for college, but yeah,
Okay,
3 for
okay,
college,
okay.
3 for pros.
Okay, I'll do 3 foot. I'll do real quick. Pros is easiest. You got Russ, you got Kyrie, and you got Steph. Those are 3 hardest to guard in my position. And then the 3 toughest college wise, you have 2 Holloway, you have Chaz Williams, and you have man, I can't think of what's my boy's name. I can't think of it. I can see his face. Anderson, I forgot his. I think he went to Richmond. Yeah, I went to Richmond.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The guard there. He was
guard,
dirty. Yeah,
I can't think of his first name right now. But Anderson, his name, first name. I can't think of his first name.
But Chaz Williams. Oh my
Chaz
God!
Williams.
Do you remember the energy? I came to see the Hawks, and then I stood afterwards, and the crowd was crazy. I mean, he was from Brooklyn. I don't know, maybe 5. I don't want to
No. You're
put him
probably
down,
like
but he's
5'6",
5'6", 5'. And he would. I mean, the energy that he had, and the crowd would get into, and he's fast.
Fast as can be. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's probably the toughest guy to go.
It's the smaller guards. I think I've always had that issue too. I mean, we're relatively small guys, and obviously in the league, there's other tall people. But if you get someone smaller than you, it's 10 times harder. It just always is.
10 times harder. Always harder. Always.
Who do you think the next guy is in the league? I think you kind of alluded to this a little bit.
Yeah.
That's Ant.
I mean, Ant for sure. In my book, yeah. For sure.
All right. A better question is rookies wise. Let's take Cooper out.
Yep.
Who else are you keeping tabs on?
Ooh. Man, I'm trying to think. Who have I been watching lately that's been rookie wise? You know what? I'm gonna say my young fella. From DC.
I know who you're talking about.
He's from Texas. He went to Texas.
Trey Man.
Trey. Yes.
Trey Man's big. He's big, dude. He's huge.
Yeah.
My guy is Dylan Harper.
Dylan Harper. Oh, that's right. That's Jersey guy.
And
yeah.
He's got a great situation there with the Spurs right now.
Yeah, Jersey guy. I understand.
Favorite players growing up? I'm pretty sure that was Billups and
Jefferson? Billups. AI. Yep. Those 2. Yep. There you go.
All right. And then last question, traditional question. Actually, Mike, this is your question, bro. You always
man. So Lang, if you
please don't tell me something about Philly about the cheesesteaks. Please don't tell me that.
No.
I'm about to say.
No cheesesteaks. No. We
won't get you hungry at this time of night.
No, we usually interview the athletes, and obviously music always comes into play. So, and you're still playing. Okay. So, what is your go-to song? You need to get ready. You need to get hyped for the game. It's the biggest game of your life. What are you playing?
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, Lil Wayne. Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit, Lil Wayne.
There?
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
Well,
Go to.
Appreciate your time, man. I know it's difficult. We know it definitely as fathers as well. And you live in a professional life, man. We wish you only the best. We'll always be in your corner, and look forward to continuing to kick it with you.
Nah, for sure. Always good seeing you guys, catching with you guys, man. You guys are the best as always, and we'll hopefully I'll be in Philly this summer, and I'll definitely hit you guys up, and hopefully we can catch up. You know what I mean? Just see you guys. And catch up.
Absolutely,
so that'd be good.
Man.
That'd be good.
Thank you again, mate. Well, have a good night and be safe, and give the family some love from us. All right.
All right. Later,
Doses.
guys.
Talk to you. Peace.
And that's it.
Dude, he hasn't changed.
Hasn't changed, man. This guy is one of one. It's clear that the opportunities that have been in front of him are for a reason. When you put good intentions out in the world, it's going to come back to you tenfold. And you mix that with the work ethic, the ethics brand,
no pun intended.
No pun intended, but that's what happens, man. And honestly, as God-fearing people, and he shares that faith as well. I don't know. To me, it's like you can't lose in that instance, right? So you got a lot of backing.
He will be with St. Joe's or the NBA after his career is done. Mark my words. I mean, he's just, like he said, he has never burned bridges. He's been professional, works hard. Like, that alone in itself is going to weed most people out. So, man, I'm excited. That was like a very long, comprehensive interview with like a one-of-a-kind former Knick, overseas, former Hawk, like legend in our eyes.
Definitely legend in our eyes, and a legend in a lot of people's eyes. So shout out to Langston Galloway.
Everybody want what I got, but I get what I want. Better talk to me nice, you gon' need a bigger font. Touchdown, yeah, the ref threw a flag for the taunt. Wanna turn me off, baby, but I'm all ready. Everybody want what I got, but I get what I want. Better talk to me nice, you gon' need a bigger font. Touchdown, yeah, the ref threw a flag for the taunt. Wanna turn me off, baby, but I'm all ready. Yeah, I've been on. Find a bad chick to put a pin on, and a stat sheet to put a win on. A W coming. This the marathon and none of you running. The big flow, man, the boys abundant. Like, why you talk about a goal if I done already done it? I've been the one, but I keep it 100. You know I keep it a whole buck. They want me to hold up. Want a slice of the cheese? I'm keeping the cold cuts. Is you nuts? Then hold that. Why my haters all Walmart? No, they roll back. And my crew get a win, I get a W too. But I don't owe tax in my own bracket. Yeah, they know that. Cause everybody want what I got, but I get what I want. Better talk to me nice. You gon' need a bigger font. Touchdown, yeah, the ref threw a flag for the taunt. Wanna turn me off, baby, but I'm all ready. Everybody want what I got, but I get what I want. Better talk to me nice, you gon' need a bigger font. Touchdown, yeah, the ref threw a flag for the taunt. Wanna turn me off, baby, but I'm all ready. Yeah, I've been on 9 missed like a woman with a ring on. You can see the motion like when you turn a ring on. The Thorb ain't sent a boy, nothing I can sing on. So low key, I gotta get your bars. Like the one that I be serving at. You was taking shots, but I ain't really hear a word of that. Girls that I been meeting, they belong where I'm swerving at. Couldn't cover up them flaws with a turtleneck. Boy from the worst, but I'm the man of this shit. I ain't asking for it, baby, I'm demanding this shit. I'm tryna put the whole team on like the back of a t-shirt after you win a championship. Last one standing, October Stanton. You act like I just popped up out the blue, Chris Hansen. I've been going hard since Game Boy Advances. The big day coming, I gave you enough chances. Everybody want what I got, but I get what I want. Better talk to me nice, you gon' need a bigger font. Touchdown, yeah, the ref threw a flag for the taunt. Wanna turn me off, baby, but I'm all ready. Everybody want what I got, but I get what I want. Better talk to me nice, you gon' need a bigger font. Touchdown, yeah, the ref threw a flag for the taunt. Wanna turn me off, baby, but I'm already on.